Hi students, hope you and your family are safe at home. In my previous classes, I explained about probability and how to solve problems related to coins, uh, dice, colored balls, and playing cards. Now, in this class, I am going to explain some more models of problems related to probability, and I am going to cover problems related to numbers also. There are 30 cards numbered from 1 to 30. One card is drawn at random. Find the probability of getting the card with a two-digit number, a perfect square number, a number divisible by 2 or 3, a number divisible by 2 and 3, a number multiple of 8. And this is a problem related to numbers. Now here is given there are 30 cards numbered from 1 to 30. From these cards, one card is drawn at random. That means there is a chance of getting any card with any number. The number on the card will be either from 1 to 30. If I take the card can be 19, the card can have 15, the card can have 29, so like this. And the card cannot have 31 because we have cards numbered from 1 to 30 only. The card we cannot get a card with number -5 because there is no such card. Now here to this is a problem related to probability because here one card is drawn at random. We cannot tell the exact card which card we will get. So you have to find the probability of getting the given 5 events. To solve any problem related to probability, you have to identify the random experiment and the respective sample space. Identify the event and find the number of favorable event outcomes to that event. Then apply the formula. Repeating, to find the probability of any event, identify the random experiment and sample space and number of outcomes in the sample space. Identify the event and number of favorable outcomes to that event. Then apply the formula. Now, before that, let me identify the random experiment. Here there are 30 cards. Total number of cards is 30. One card is drawn at random. That is the random experiment. Therefore, here the sample space. To identify the sample space, the sample space contains all the 30 cards. The sample space contains all the 30 cards. Therefore, total number of outcomes in sample space is 30. For your sake, I provide the sample space also, and no need to write this sample space in the exams, not necessary. So, this is the sample space for the given problem. The sample space contains numbers from 1 to 30. Okay. Now, we identified random experiment respective sample space also. Now, we will go for finding probability of the events one by one. Let me identify the first event. Take A is good getting a two-digit number. Remember, you have to collect favorable outcomes of A from the sample space. Now, to write the favorable outcomes to A, I should depend on sample space. From the sample space, I have to identify the two-digit numbers. Here, the two-digit numbers are from here. Now, 10 is a two-digit number. Therefore, 10 is a favorable outcome of A. 10 from 10 onwards till 30, all are two-digit numbers. Therefore, here 5 two-digit numbers I have. Here again 5. 5 plus 5 10 plus 5 15 plus 5 20 plus 1 21. Favorable 21 two-digit numbers are there in the sample space. All these 21 are favorable outcomes to A. Therefore, favorable outcomes to A are 10 onwards 10 11 12 13 so on 30, and these are totally 21. So n of A is 21. Now apply the formula. P of A is equal to n of A by n of S. N of A is 21 by n of S is 30. Now going to cancel with 3 sevens 21 and 3 tens 30. Therefore, probability of getting a 2-digit number is 7 by 10. In the similar way, we can find the probabilities of the remaining events also. The next event is the perfect square number. Now take b is equal to getting a perfect square number. A perfect square number. Now identify the favorable outcomes to b from the sample space. The perfect square numbers we have are 1, it is 4, 9, 16 and 25, which are 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square 25, you can write 5 square. That's why these 5 are square numbers below 30. That's why favorable outcomes to b are 1, 4, 9, 16 and 25. Therefore total 5 outcomes are favorable to b. That's why n of b is equal to 5. Now we'll apply the formula to find probability of the event b. P of b is equal to n of b by n of s. N of b is 5 by n of s is 30. Therefore cancellation with 5, 5 ones and 5 sixes. Therefore P of b is equal to 1 by 6. The probability of getting a perfect square number is 1 by 6. Now go for the next event. Take c is equal to getting a number divisible by 2 or 3. Now let's identify the favorable outcomes to c from the sample space. Now favorable outcomes to C are, now try favorable outcomes to C. They are starting with 1. 1 is neither divisible by 2 nor 3. That's why 1 is not a favorable outcome to C. Coming to 2, 2 is divisible by 2. So 2 is favorable outcome to C. Next go for 3. 3 is divisible by 3. That's why 3 is a favorable outcome. Similarly 4. 4 is divisible by 2. That's why 4 is favorable outcome. 5 is not divisible by 2 and of course not divisible by 3 also. That's why this is not a favorable outcome. 6 is divisible by 2 of course and 3 also. But the favorable outcomes to C is divisible by either 2 or 3 is enough. The number can be divisible by 2 or 3 and both of them also no issue. Therefore 6 is divisible by 2 and 3, it is also favorable to C. 7 is not favorable to C as it is not divisible by 2 and 3. 8 is divisible by 2. That's why 8 is a favorable outcome. 9 is divisible by 3. 9 is a favorable outcome to C. Coming to 10, divisible by 2. Favorable outcome to C. 11 is not favorable. 12 is favorable to C as it is divisible by 2 and 3 also. 13 is not divisible by 2 and of course not divisible by 3 also. So that is not in favorable outcomes to C. Similarly 14, 15, 16, all the three are favorable outcomes to C as they are divisible by either 2 or 3. Similarly, you can identify the remaining favorable outcomes also till 30. And these are the favorable outcomes to C. Overall, we have 20 favorable outcomes to C. All these 20 are divisible by either 2 or 3. Now we got n of C is equal to 20. We'll apply the formula to find probability of C. P of C is equal to n of C by n of S. N of C is 20. N of S is already 30, we know. N of S 30. Sample space has 30 outcomes. 20 by 30, go for cancellation, we will get 2 by 3. Take D is equal to getting a number divisible by 2 and 3. It should be divisible by both 2 and 3. That means you identify the numbers which are divisible by 6. That is enough directly. The favorable outcomes to D are, that means 6 divisible by 6 only. Simply multiples of 6 which are divisible by 6 means 6, 12, 18, 24 and 30. That's why I wrote the outcomes favorable to D. They are 6, 12, 18, 24 and 30. Therefore n of D is equal to 5. Total 5 outcomes are favorable to D. You can find the probability by applying the formula. P of D is equal to N of D by N of S. It is 5 by 30. You will get 1 by 6. Remember, a number divisible by 2 and 3. That means whatever number you are identifying, it should be divisible by both 2 and 3. Before even C, number divisible by 2 or 3. Whatever outcome you are taking, it is divisible by either 2 or 3 or both also. But in this case, in case of D, the number is divisible by both 2 and 3. This can be done simply by taking numbers divisible by 6. 6 is here LCM of 2 and 3. To take E is equal to getting a number multiple of 8. You know multiples of 8, 8, 16, 24, so on. Now here multiples of 8 in the sample space are 8, 16 and 24. Only 3 are favorable to E. 3 outcomes are favorable to E. That's why N of E is equal to 3. Apply the formula. P of E is N of E by N of S. That is 3 by 30. I will get 1 by 10. Therefore, in this way, we can solve the problems related to numbers also. Now, let's discuss one more problem. Cards are marked with numbers 5, 6, 7, so on 50 are placed in a box and mixed thoroughly. One card is drawn from the box at random. Find the probability of getting the card with again a 2-digit number, a perfect square number and a prime number. Identify the total number of cards, which is our random experiment. Given one card is drawn at random, that's why N of S is 46. Actually 1 to 50 means total 50 cards. But here the cards are started with the number 5. That means the first 4 cards are not there. First 4 cards are not there. That's why 50 minus 4. You will get 46 cards. Okay, total number of cards is 46. Okay, given one card is drawn at random, that is a random experiment only. Here we may get a card with number from 5 to 50. Okay, that is our sample space. This is the sample space what you will get. Let us find the probabilities of the given events. Take A is equal to getting a 2-digit number. Now in the sample space, the 2-digit numbers are from 10 onwards, 10 to 50. 10 to 50, they are the 2-digit numbers. The favorable outcomes to B are 10, 11, 12, 13, so on 50. From 10 onwards, all are 2-digit numbers only. Here total will have 46 numbers, 46 cards. Among those, only these 5 are single digit number or 1-digit numbers. Remaining all are 2-digit numbers only. The 46 minus 5, that is 41. We have 41 2-digit numbers. Like this we can. Therefore, among all the 46 cards, we have only 5 cards with single digit numbers. Remaining all are 2-digit number cards only. Therefore, N of A is equal to 41. Therefore, total 41 cards are having 2-digit number. That's why N of A is 41. From this, P of A is equal to N of A by N of S. That is 41 by 46. This way you can find the probability of the remaining 2 events also. Now take B is equal to getting a perfect square number. You have to identify favorable outcomes to B from the sample space. Here the perfect square numbers are 9 is a perfect square number because 9 we can write 3 square. Okay, the next perfect square number is 16 as we can write it as 4 square. And the next one is 25 as it is 5 square. Next we will have 36 as it is 6 square. Can be written as 6 square, that's why it is also a perfect square number. Next is 7 square, that is 49, is also a perfect square number. Therefore, in the given cards, only 5 cards will have perfect square numbers. Only 5 cards are favorable to this B. That's why N of B is equal to 5. I will get. Simply identify the perfect square numbers from the sample space. Here we got only 5 favorable outcomes to B. Now apply the formula. P of B is equal to N of B by N of S. that is 5 by 46. Now take C is equal to getting a prime number. You have to identify the prime numbers in the sample space. Now favorable outcomes to C are the prime. You have to identify the prime numbers. 5 is a prime number, so 5 is favorable to C. Now 6 is not a prime number. 7 is a prime number. 7 is favorable to C. Similarly, 8, 9, 10 are not prime numbers. Okay. Now 11 is a prime number. 11 is favorable to C. 12 is not a prime number. 13 is a prime number. That's why 13 is favorable to C. 14, 15, 16 are not prime numbers. 17 is a prime number. That 17 is favorable to C. 18 is not a prime number. 19 is a prime number. That's why 19 is favorable to C. This way, we know the prime numbers. And here the prime numbers are from 5 to 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. Similarly, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, and 47. These are the prime numbers from the sample space. Total 13 cards are having prime numbers. Okay. Therefore, n of C is equal to 13. Now, by applying the formula for probability, we can find the probability of the respective event. P of C is equal to n of C by n of S. That is 13 by 46. Let's see one more problem. Suppose we throw a die once. We discussed about this type of problem. We throw a die once. What is the probability of getting a number greater than 4? A number greater than 4. And what is the probability of getting a number less than or equal to 4? Less than or equal to 4. Given a die is thrown once, this is a random space. Random experiment. We know already. Its sample space, that is S is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and n of S is 6. Now let's find the probability of the first event. Take A is good, getting a number greater than 4. From the sample space, only two numbers are greater than 4. They are 5 and 6. Therefore, these two are favorable to A. Favorable outcomes to A are 5 and 6. That is, n of A is equal to 2. Only two outcomes are favorable to A. So from this, you can find P of A. That is, n of A by n of S. 2 by 6. That is, go for cancellation with 2. 1 by 3. We get. Let's find the probability of the other event also. Take B is equal to getting a number less than or equal to 4. Now, favorable outcomes to B are 1, 2, 3, and 4, because in the sample space we have 1 to 6 numbers. Among those 6 outcomes, only these 4 are less than 4 and are equal to 4 also. Take 1, 1 is less than 4. Yes, 1 is favorable to B. Take 2, 2 is less than 4. That's why 2 is favorable to B. Next outcome 3, 3 is less than 4. That's why 3 is favorable to B. The next outcome 4, 4 is equal to 4. Yes, it is favorable to B. Therefore, any number which satisfies the condition of B, the conditions for B are either less than 4 or equal to 4. Therefore, these 4 are satisfying the conditions of the event B. So, these 4 are favorable outcomes to B. The remaining outcomes 5 and 6. 5 is not less than 4 and not equal to 4 also. That's why it is not favorable to B. 6, coming to 6, 6 is not less than 4 and not equal to 4 also. That's why 6 is also not favorable to B. That's why favorable outcomes to B are 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now B is equal to 4. 4 outcomes. Only 4 outcomes are favorable to B. Applying the formula, P of B is n of B by n of S. N of B by n of S. That is 4 by 6. Go for cancellation with 2. 2 by 3. The same problem, finding probability of B, can be done by using complementary events also. I feel that is very important. Understand how I am applying the complementary events. Take B is equal to getting a number less than or equal to 4. Getting a number less than or equal to 4. Here A and B are complementary events. Why A and B are complementary events? B is nothing but not A. Event B is nothing but event not A. Or event A is nothing but event not B. Okay. Suppose event A is number greater than 4. Number greater than 4. Event not A is number not greater than 4. Number not greater than 4. Not greater than 4 means no doubt. Not greater than 4 is nothing but less than or equal to 4. That's why here A and B are complementary events. Therefore, already we know the probability of A. We can find probability of B, the other event, by using the formula of complementary events. That is, P of B is equal to P of not A. P and not A are same. P of not A. The formula for P of not A is 1 minus P of A. 1 minus P of A we got already 1 by 3. 1 minus 1 by 3 is this 1 by 1. Go for LCM. We will get 3 minus 1 by 3, that is 2 by 3. Therefore, try to find the probability of this type of events by using the concept of complementary events. Okay. Therefore, like this, P of B I got 2 by 3. The probability of getting a number less than or equal to 4 is 2 by 3. Let's discuss one more problem. What is the probability of getting a number 8 in a single throw of a die? Very easiest sum. Identify the random experiment. Given a die is thrown once, this is the random experiment. We know the sample space, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and n of s is 6. The event is getting a number 8. Is it possible to get the number 8? No, because here the numbers we have in S are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is no possibility of getting number 8. Therefore, as A has no favorable outcomes, there are no numbers, there is no 8 in S. That's why A has no favorable outcomes. That means n of A is equal to 0. N of A is equal to 0. Apply the formula. P of A is equal to n of A by n of S. That is 0 by 6 will get 0. This is probability will get 0. We got 0. This is an impossible event. We know already. An event whose probability is 0 is called impossible event. Here, in a throw of die, a die getting number 8 is an impossible event. Getting number 8 is an impossible event. This is important for 1 mark. What is the probability of getting a number less than 4 in a single throw of a die? This is the easiest one. Given die is thrown once, write S and N of S. Event is getting a number less than 7. Here if you see, all the 6 numbers are less than 7. 1 is less than 7, 2 is less than 7, so on. 6 is less than 7. That's why here all outcomes in S are favorable to A, no doubt at all, because all are less than 7 only. If N of A is equal to 6, from this P of A is n of A by n of S, that is 6 by 6, I'll get 1. And this is an example for certain event or sure event, because the probability is 1. Go for one more problem. One card is drawn from a well shuffled deck of cards. Calculate the probability that the card will be an ace or not an ace. Will be an ace and not an ace. Okay, here I will try to apply the complementary events directly. Given one card is drawn from pack of cards, n of s is 52 because total number of cards is 52 only. Now take A is getting an ace. Getting an ace. We have 4 aces. 4 ace cards. That's why n of A is equal to 4. Now P of A is n of A by n of S. That is 4 by 52 will get 1 by 13. The probability of getting an ace is 1 by 13. Probability of getting not an ace. Take B is getting not an ace. Very clear. A and B are complementary events because B is not an ace, A is an ace. Simply B is nothing but not A. That's why P of B is equal to P of not A. The formula for P of not A is 1 minus P of A. 1 minus 1 by 13. On multiplication, I'll get 12 by 13. This can be solved without using complementary events also. Better go for using complementary events also. Therefore, probability of getting an ace we got 1 by 13. Probability of getting not an ace is 12 by 13. Two players, Sangeeta and Rashma, play a tennis match. It is known that the probability of Sangeeta winning the match is 0.62. What is the probability of Rashma winning the match? Okay, here two players are playing the tennis match. Remember, only one can win the match, either Sangeeta or Rashma. If Sangeeta won the match, means Rashma did not win the match. Did not win the match. Rashma won the match, means Sangeeta did not win the match. That means, suppose let me take S is Sangeeta wins the match. Not S means Sangeeta did not win the match. R is Rasma wins the match. Not R means Rasma did not win the match. Here, yes, Sangeeta wins the match means Rashma did not win the match. That means not R. S is equal to Sangeeta wins the match, which means Rashma did not win the match. That is not R. S is equal to not R. Similarly, R is equal to not S. That's why S and R are complementary events. Now I want P of Rashma wins the match. Nothing but PR. PR. Rashma wins the match means Sangeeta did not win the match. Sangeeta wins the match is yes, sir. Sangeeta did not win the match is not yes. That's why P of R is equal to P of not S. Not S we can find by using 1 minus P of S. That is 1 minus 0.62. On simplification we will get 0.38. Okay, try to identify the complementary events. Okay, based on the complementary events, we are finding the probability of Rashma wins the match also. A bag contains 3 red balls and 5 black balls. A ball is drawn at random from the bag. What is the probability that the ball drawn is red or not red? The total number of balls is 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. Given a ball is drawn at random from the bag, we may get any chance of getting any one ball from these 8 balls. That's why n of s is 8. Like R is getting a red ball. I have to find the probability of getting a red ball. Getting a red ball, n of R is 3. P of red is P of R is n of R by n of s. That is 3 by 8. Now I have to find P of not red. Yes, as not red, not is there, I can go for complementary events. P of not red, that nothing but P of not R, because red means we are taken as R, not R. P of not R formula is 1 minus P of R. P of not E is 1 minus P of E. We are given. Similarly, P of not R is 1 minus P of R is equal to 1 minus 3 by 8. In simplification, we will get 5 by 8. The probability of getting a red ball is 3 by 8. Probability of getting a not a red ball is 5 by 8. A letter is chosen at random from the word assassination. Find the probability that the letter chosen is a vowel, a consonant, A, S, and N. Here, letter is chosen at random. And this is a case of random experiment. Therefore, given letter is chosen at random from the word assassination. This is a random experiment. Now we have to identify the sample space. In the sample space, we have all the letters in this word. Because you may get any letter. You may get any letter. You may get A or you may get S. You may get I, N, A. That's any letter you will get. But the sample space is all letters in assassination. Total number of letters is 13. That's why n of s is 13. Now I have to find probability of getting a vowel. Okay. So P of vowel is equal to number of vowels by total number of letters. Now in this word the vowels are first letter A is vowel. Again more A. I is vowel. A, I, O. There are 6 vowels are there in this word. That's why 6 by 13 is the probability of getting a vowel. So P of consonant is equal to total number of consonants by total number of letters. Now in this word, the consonants we have are A is a vowel. These two are consonants. Again A is vowel. 2 S are consonants. N is consonant. T is consonant, and N is consonant. So totally 7 consonants are there. 7 consonants are there. Therefore, 7 by 13 is the probability of getting consonant. So P of letter A. Simply number of A's by total number of letters. So many A's are there? Totally 3 A's are there in the given word. 3 A's are there. That's why 3 by 13 is the probability of getting letter A. Similarly, probability of getting letter S is number of S's by total number of letters. We have 4 S's. Here 2 S's are there. Here 2. Total 4 S's are there. That's why P of letter S is 4 by 13. P of letter N, number of N's by total number of letters. The total 2 N's are there in this word. That's why 2 by 13 is the probability of getting letter N. Complete the following statements. Probability of an event E plus probability of the event not E is always 1. Is always 1. P of E plus P of not E is 1. The probability of an event that cannot happen is 0. It won't happen now. It won't happen means 0. Such an event is called impossible event. Such an event is called impossible event. The probability of an event that is certain to happen is 1. It happens certainly. That is 1. Certain event is called certain event or sure event. Sum of all probabilities of all the elementary events of an experiment is always 1. The probability of an event is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 1. These are the simple things. With the answer like this, probability of 1, 0. Okay, you can check the answers here. The bag contains 5 red and some blue balls. The probability of drawing a blue ball is that of a red ball. Find the number of blue balls. Here you have to find the number of blue balls. Take number of blue balls as x. No doubt. Already number of red balls is given as 5. Therefore, total number of balls is equal to 5 plus x. Number of red balls plus the number of blue balls. That is 5 plus x. From the problem is given probability of drawing a blue ball, that is P of blue, I have taken P of blue ball is equal to double that of a red ball. Double means 2 times 2 into P of red ball. Now, P of blue ball, simply number of blue balls by total number of balls. Number of blue balls you are taking as x by total number of balls is 5 plus x is equal to 2 into P of red ball, number of red balls by total number of balls. That is number of red balls 5 by total number of balls is 5 plus x. Multiply these two. Product of 2 means 2 by 1. Product of numerators. 2 5 is 10. X by 5 plus x is equal to 10 by 5 plus x. You can cancel the denominator on both sides. That x is equal to 10. That means x is nothing but number of blue balls. Number of blue balls we got as 10. In this class, I explained problems related to numbers and some models related to complementary events. In the next class, I will explain the remaining problems in NCERT textbook. Thank you.